All right. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Live stream of consciousness rocking with you here on Wednesday, October the 12th. I'm more inconsistent than Ben Simmons jumper. Did you guys see that video of him shooting a jumper with the crick in the arm? They're playing right now in the preseason, and I can't even lie, they look really good. They're playing, I mean, it's a preseason game, so take it what you will, playing a team that played in Abu Dhabi in the Bucks, but they look pretty good. The roster is deep. I'm gonna do a cap or no cap, breaking down the Eastern Conference that should be out tonight. So just take a look at that. We're gonna blaze through that real quickly, and then we'll do the Western Conference tomorrow. But you have to if you look at the roster top to bottom, it's definitely a good roster. Let's talk about some fight night stuff where boxing gets into basketball and MMA gets into football, so to say. Draymond Green rejoins the Warriors on Thursday. I don't know. I've been on college basketball teams where I've seen fights worse than that. I've seen a fight where someone's picked up a chair and hit the other teammate with a chair. They worked it out. There's the legendary Jordan hitting Steve Kerr. This one just seems wrong because one, that's his YG. That's his young boy. You shouldn't be putting hands on them. And two, is just a pattern of Draymond not being able to control himself. No matter what the stage is, it can be the finals and I'm going to punch LeBron. It could be, I'll go back to Michigan State as a professional athlete and as an NBA champion, and I slap a player on the football team because he disrespected me. It could be, I get into a beef with Tristan Thompson in the Hidden Hills, and where, I mean, in this one, it looked like Tristan Thompson swung on him. But you have that situation. You have that situation in Oklahoma City where the police almost had to step in because they thought that he was going to fight Steve Kerr. And then you have this one now. That's 5 separate incidents. So it doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter if it's in the finals. It doesn't matter if it's with the coach. The guy just can't control himself. And the issue is, hey, you can forgive him, but when it's the same thing over and over, resentment starts to build in. And the thing with forgiving him is this is his nature. So the next time he's screaming and huffing and puffing and going up and down, you're probably looking at him like, fam, come on. We just forgave you on some shit. The stuff with KD where he was calling him, out his name. So it's just like, I understand like them saying, hey, fights happen, but this is just a pattern of this one guy not being able to control himself. You put his contract situation into it. It could lead to a bad space. He's doing the media thing. He hasn't talked about it on his podcast. He's taking a break from it on his podcast. This is the problem with doing media while you're still in the game, because when stuff happens with you, are you going to talk about it, or are you going to do like the old media did and protect interest, right? Quote unquote, the old media. I've always said it's the same thing. There's no difference, new media, old media. It's all the same. So that's my thoughts on that. I thought maybe he would get a game or two, but it all depends on Jordan Poole. If he's cool with it, then I don't know how you can really drag it out longer than it needs to be. You don't want to just drag it out because the video is out in public. They're saying they're trying to find the videographer and he's the one that betrayed it. It's just, we know the era that we live in. It's a clout era. Integrity, I don't know if it's going out the window, but people's integrity lies in different places. So if someone has video of this and they can make 100,000, they're going to do it, which segues me perfectly into the Davante Adams situation where he was charged with misdemeanor assault. This is the society we live in. The person got pushed and he immediately saw dollar signs. The original angle doesn't tell the whole story. The behind angle tells the story that Davante Adams didn't even really see him. So again, the society we live in, you might not want to sue. I know my man Michael Walker Jr. is saying that he wasn't going to sue. Shout out to my man, but at the same time, just a lot of people, you are the minority, my friend. You are not the majority. And Uh, it's easy to say that you won't sue when you don't have the opportunity to. It's like guys who say they won't cheat and they're built like a mole rat. You're built like a hamster, fam. Who wants to cheat with you? Now become a superstar and having girls chase after you, and let me see how you feel about not cheating with men. You're 5'1", 270 pounds. You look like a Lego a Lego human being, and you're telling me what you would do and what you wouldn't do. Like, let's be serious. So again, like, hey, I would say I wouldn't, but man, if I can know I can get a good 300 large out of it, then all right. Just listen. I tell him, listen, I'll send his team. Just say, slide me 300 large, and then we you don't have to talk about this no more. But it's a misdemeanor assault. I don't think he's doing any jail time. It's nothing serious. Hopefully the league doesn't suspend him, but I don't know what's going on in the league anymore. This roughing the passer. Let's segue to extra sports. They said that they're going to keep protecting the quarterbacks or whatsoever. The NFL try as they must. They cannot seem to alienate the fans. No matter how stupid these rules are, no matter how big the mess ups are, they just seem to be bulletproof. Remember when the Saints were complaining about that roughing the passer situation with not roughing, it was pass interference. What team was that? I think it was the Rams. Yeah. And remember they instituted defensive pass interference replay, and it lasted 1 year because the referees revolted against it. They did not change. They only changed like 2 and 31 pass interference calls. The refs have the same trope that everyone has, that, oh, you don't know what we go through. Everybody says that. Any group of people, when you criticize them, you don't know what we go through. So the refs are now going, you don't know what we go through. It's so hard. So blah, 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 blah. And I predict they're probably going to act the same way, but it's changing the outcomes of these games. I think it changed the Ravens game. It changed the Falcons game. It could have changed the Raiders game. It did change it because they get the ball at midfield. Instead of getting 3, it's 14-7, ball at midfield. Going into half where the Chiefs get the ball. So we'll see if they make a change. I think at the very least, every roughing the passer needs to be reviewed like they reviewed every turnover. It should be simple. We'll review roughing the passer like we review every turnover. So we'll see if they end up doing it, but I don't believe they will. This is a big showdown weekend just in football. Before I switch it back to basketball real quick, for a lot of teams, you have the Chiefs going against the Bills. Let's see here. That seems the only one in regular. Well, the Cowboys and the Eagles is going to be great. That one's going to break all types of numbers. That game is going to break all types of numbers. I don't think both teams have been this good. I can remember in recent history where both teams have been this good and this dominant, where both teams could realistically represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. So these are going to be 2 hell of a games. I'll break them down Thursday, but early on, I like the Chiefs to win outright, and I love Dallas with the points. But this is a great weekend, and it's a great weekend in college ball too. You have, let's look at the games here. I've become a big college ball fan lately. You have USC Utah, which is going to be a great game. Kentucky Mississippi State, that'll be a great game. Clemson versus Florida State, that's a sneaky team. Alabama Tennessee, number 3 and number 6. Woo! That's going to be a hell of a game. So football, man, is really in a great place. Michigan versus Penn State, it's going to be a really, really good weekend of football. Switch it to the NBA. Ball out for 1 to 2 weeks. I mean, hey, if I'm Michael Jordan, I say, why don't you miss 1 to 2 months? Why don't you be out for 1 to 2 seasons? And let's go ahead and get the French alien, the French connection. I said French Fantasyland, and my boys tried to pause me, and I'm unpausable, I'm too cool for that. But that's what I saw on the internet. I mean, the guy, I've been talking about him for a while. That I think that this is an opportunity for small Walker teams to really assert themselves and get a generational player. So we'll see if they're smart enough to do that. My whole thing is when you're a team, you can't look at it like a TV series. It's a soap opera. You're going to be on air for 30, 40 years. So what can we do best to increase the storyline? Uh, and there's a lot of teams like Indiana. They're like, oh, the owner doesn't want to lose. I don't want to. Uh, uh, YouTube has this policy now when you're monetized that they start to slow your traffic down if you start cursing and saying crude things. So I'm trying to censor myself. And you've probably noticed that people have been censoring themselves much. If you listen and watch like a lot of YouTube channels, like people are not cursing as much and things of that nature. So they're really trying to make this, family friendly or whatnot. But I don't want to do a lot of things, and I still do them. The owner of the Pacers needs to grow up with his old self. You see, I censor myself again. He needs to grow up. The hell you mean? Oh, I don't want to lose and to do the best for the franchise. Y'all haven't been good since Paul George and Lance Stevenson and them did the Jodeci back video picture shoot. Let's see. I'm gonna pull it up for y'all so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Pacers. George Hibbert. Remember when that was a thing, Roy Hibbert being at the rim? Shout out to my man, our dog. He's a Pacer fan. Remember that was the thing when Roy Hibbert at the rim was one of the most ferocious forces in this league? Man, Steph Curry got him out of here. Look at this. Look at my man. Huh? Look at my man. He got his shirt out. My man got the David West. He's a boxer, so I ain't gonna talk too much about his fit. But he's known to be putting the hands on you. Paul George, you doing with the classic. Okay, this wasn't his fit wasn't, but it looked like he got leather pants on though. He got a cut off Pacers tee, but he got leather pants. The rest of we got some people wearing sweats, and he got the medium jeans, and he got leather pants on. And then Roy Hibbert, I don't know what's going on with that. He just looked like he just got a jacket. I bet you this jacket is super small for him. I bet you it come up to like his elbow. That's why his whole side is covered like this. Like, so that's why he did that. But yeah, they did this like they was on the cover of an album for Jodeci, and nothing was the same after that. They just, and the man got his chesticles out and his tattoo and shit showing the abs, and it's like, come on, family, what are we doing? You guys, are we playing ball or y'all trying to win? Making the Band by Diddy. What y'all trying to do? Another cropping that was funny. Redeem team doc. Another cropping that's funny is this redeem team doc. So they got them all at the picture stand. Which is the one they show? Okay, this ain't it. Damn man, they don't have it. The one that they use for Netflix, the signage that they use for Netflix, they got my man Boozer cropped out like he wasn't even on the squadron. They did my man Boozer bad. Let me see. I can't find it. Let's go redeem Netflix. All right. See if I can find it. Yeah, man. They just show my man's elbow. Let's see. Netflix. So why they do my man like that? No, this ain't it. All right. Let sleeping dogs lie. Yeah, they did my crap my man out, man. He cropped him. They tried to hide him like his hairline. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't hide like Boozer's hairline. Boozer was the first person I seen do the Beijing with put the whole black, look like a black carpet on top of my man's head. So So yeah, let me go ahead and leave it there. Consistency is key. Consistency is key. So I have to stay consistent, and I will try to be, even if I got to put something low quality on my phone. We'll keep banging them out. But I've been listening to my man David Goggins. He has this book, "You Can't Hurt Me," Navy SEAL. If you see his face, you probably know who he is. And he talks about taking things soul, like things try to take your soul, take your energy away from you. Just work, things from the outside world beat you down, and you got to try to flip it to where you don't let it beat you down. You beat that thing down, whether it's work or stress from the outside world. You find your way to flip it, and that is something I've been dealing with, and that's something I got to flip. So I got to take it so. Let's see. Arrow, Donna, and Cooper Cup. I got to do a divisional roundup. That's what I got to do. Since I've been so bad, because I got just a lot of takes on a lot of teams. But I'll just throw one take out here real quick about the defending Super Bowl champion. It's over for them. It's done. For Rams fan, if you're a Rams fan, it's done. It's finished. It's over. Check, please. This one's done. They just do not have the talent. They've gone all in. Trade them picks. Fuck them picks. Trade for Von Miller. Trade for Ramsey. That one worked out. It's just been chips in the table, 2 first-round picks for Stafford. And you could just see this talent. This offense just doesn't have the talent. They don't get anything out the run game. Offensive line is below average. Matt Stafford looks like the Lions' Matt Stafford. Shout out to Tone Loc. Again, the Allen Robinson deal looks like one of the busts of all time. They just either he's bad or Matthew Stafford don't want to throw to him. I don't get it, but they're not using him at all. And then you have an offense that it's like remember the old Madden where you could run plays for player. It'll be like Randy slant, Randy go, Randy hitch, Randy in cut. That's the Rams playbook. Cooper go, Cooper slant, Cooper in cut, Cooper this. That's who they throwing to. So they haven't been the same since Odell got hurt in the Super Bowl. They barely squeaked that one out. So when you speak about them, I think it's a wrap. It's a dub. That one's done. Y'all need to go ahead and focus on next year, but they don't have their pick. So it's hard for me to say that. This one might be bad. Aaron Donald's starting to slow down a little bit. He's not dominating the way he was before. He's hurt now. Cooper Kupp is hurt. Someone made a good point is even though he's a receiver, him having this much usage, this many catches, he's going to get hurt. This is insane usage for him. So I think, hey, they put all their chips on the table. They won a Super Bowl. You heard the tune. Now you have to play the pipe. You heard the tune. Y'all heard the music. Y'all danced. Y'all had a good time. Y'all was popping bottles in the club. Y'all was living carefree. Y'all was pulling out the car, charging to the car. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was getting the girls' wings in the section because, it's hot and they thirsty and they hungry. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to have them leave because you're trying to, seeing if you guys can have social activities outside of the club. So you're keeping them in. You've enjoyed yourself, man. Now you done signed off and they think you the man and everybody got their IG stories lit and they TikTok stories lit and everybody's living good. But now you got to pay that credit card bill. You kept charging it to the car, charge it to the car, charge it to the car, charge it to the game. Got it. Now it's time to pay. So I'll go ahead and leave it there. The game is the game. All right. Thank you for watching this clip. Do me a favor. Push the button. Hit subscribe. Come on, man. Push it.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button. You heard what she said.
Man, do what's right. You heard her. Push the button. The game is the game.
So what's up, man? What's up with you otherwise, The game is a game. Always.